lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with the few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It is Monday night. It is, what is today, May 22nd?
Yeah, something like that.
2023. You're tuned into the Drive-In Speaker Box. We're broadcasting live a little bit later than usual, and I'll explain that in a moment. But thanks for tuning in. I am your host, Bo, the Boom Operator.
I'm Slick Doggy the Grip.
And we are here. We are back. I am just like literally fresh from Branson, Missouri, home of Silver Dollar City. And I went there with a bunch of my employees at Pinpoint and a bunch of our regulars. And we had a grand old time, not to be mistaken with Grand Ole Opry, which no longer exists. But it was a very Silver Dollar City-esque theme park in Nashville. But yeah, we're here. So I didn't get to see any movies this week because
That's fine.
Yeah, but old Slick Doggy here, he as promised.
I watched Fasten Your Seatbelts.
Yes, he did. And Velvet Santa, thanks for the resub, asks, how was the seedy underbelly of Branson? Well, we didn't get to see too much of the seedy underbelly. I'll tell you right now that Branson doesn't really have much of a seedy underbelly.
I was about to say the other side of the mountain, like
I've tried to find like the cool happening spots in Branson, Missouri.
go-karts.
And nothing is open past like 9. It's actually a pretty sleepy town, and it only has like a population of like 2,400 people. Like, it's a tiny little town, and they all just exist to serve like tourists. It's really, really weird.
Yeah, Branson was created for a reason, and that was because no matter where you are in the contiguous United States of America, you can reach Branson within 24 hours.
There you go.
You can be in the tip-top corner of Washington, Maine, the bottom of Florida, or California, and you can get your ass to Branson in one full day's drive.
Who knew? Who knew?
It's done on purpose.
By design. You'd think that they would have capitalized on it a little better, but or more people would have.
I mean, it was a pretty poppin' spot a couple decades ago.
I mean, Yakov Smirnoff was, he was there. I remember Wayne Newton had like a theater there once upon a time.
Really?
When I was like a baby child. Vince asks, it's mostly older tourists, right? Yeah. I mean, the lake there gets quite a bit of action, probably from younger people because it's a beautiful lake. But I mean, there's not a whole lot of people that are going to that are like in their like early 20s going to Branson to see like Mel Tillis and the Bald Knobbers picking and grinning review.
Dude, go on the showboat.
But I've wanted to go on the Showboat Branson Belle. And a lot of places don't serve alcohol either in Branson.
Really?
Because it's very, like, there's a lot of Jesus going on in Branson. It's a lot of gospel and Jesus and like all that kind of, business. And
There's a Titanic museum.
there is a Titanic
There's
museum.
a Ripley's that's
There's
pretty
a wax
good.
museum.
Oh yeah, the wax museum's
There's
not
all
bad.
that stuff. But anyway, that's where I went. But this dude went and saw Fast and Furious X.
Yeah, I
like
think one of us had a better time
promised.
than the other.
PN over on YouTube says they got the sarsaparilla though, but I didn't get any sarsaparilla because I had like 17,000 soft frozen lemonades, and like the kind that you scoop. The one that comes out of the machine, not so good. The one with the scooping guy, and he scoops it into your cup. And I've got one of these old cups that I have it with me.
Something
actually,
like this one?
No, it's like these old souvenir cup. This is literally one from my childhood. It's the 50th anniversary mug. This one was in 2010. Yeah, I've still got it. And the cool thing is like, I think this was the last year that they did it. It might have been 2012. But this cup, you could bring it back year after year after year after year and get like refills for like $2, right? Because normally it's like, $10 for a freaking Coke. And Yummy. And you can bring
You
that
took
back.
it with you?
Of course, because here's the deal: is like in 2010, you could get lifetime refills, is what they claimed on these mugs. You buy a souvenir mug, you get lifetime refills. But then they wised up and they're like, man, you know what? A lot of people bring these mugs back. So starting this year, the year's only going to be this year's mug. And then everybody's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Just like the sarsaparilla guy at Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue and whatnot with the metal mugs. Because
Yeah,
it was,
forever.
yeah, and then they put the years on them. Sorry, that's last year's mug.
But if you have one of these grandfathered in mugs and have kept it for a decade, then they're like, all right, look, we're not going to argue with you about this. You did buy it when we said lifetime. So this one does get lifetime. So, yeah, I had like 1,700 frozen lemonades. And I also, of course, brought several Underbergs with me because, I like them. And a soft frozen lemonade with an Underberg in it, theme park jammy jam. I'm telling you. But anyway, all right. So this show, I think we should just skip the news.
Oh, well, hold
unless
on,
you have
guy.
some big stuff, because I have no idea what happened.
I absolutely have big stuff. In the world of wrestling, superstar Billy Graham passed away.
Okay.
That's a big bummer. I know we got wrestling fans in here. That is entertainment. Superstar Billy Graham was the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that was too sweet to be sour. He is the origin of the modern promo. He was the very first bodybuilder in wrestling. He's the person that Hulk Hogan started wrestling because of. Triple H started wrestling. Scott Steiner copied him. Diamond Dallas Page got into it because of him. Jesse Ventura is a direct ripoff of him. He's the one that taught Dusty Rhodes how to promo. Ric Flair got his start driving for Superstar Billy Graham. Everything that is entertainment about wrestling entertainment is because of Superstar
Billy Graham.
So you have him to thank for The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, every bit of it. And then also in sad news,
Isn't Billy Graham also, like, there's a Billy Graham that's a famous pastor?
Preacher.
Preacher,
Yeah. A whole different thing, because Superstar Billy Graham got his name because he was in character the little brother of Eddie Graham, who was a big wrestling promo. But
Gotcha.
More movie related stuff. Ray Stevenson died yesterday.
How did I not see that?
Yeah,
I've just not been on my phone. I've been
star of Punisher Warzone, one of the best Marvel comic movies ever made.
I liked him a lot.
He played Volstagg in Thor. More importantly, he is Punisher more than whoever you're thinking of, Dolph Lundgren or Walking Dead guy or Thomas Jane. Ray Stevenson was Punisher. He was also the bad guy in RRR, which was huge. He's in the new Ashoka series that's gonna be coming out.
Dang.
He was Blackbeard in Black Sails.
Yeah.
He was in
Kill
Kill the Irishman. He was the main guy there. Yeah. So that's a big loss to the world of acting.
Heckin' poots. I had no idea.
Yeah, because every time I saw Ray Stevenson, I'm like, well, this guy's gonna be good. So
well, shoot.
that
Pour one
super
out.
sucks. We also got things like the teaser trailer for Killers of the Flower Moon.
I've had my head under the rocks all this week.
Just right up your own butthole, man.
Straight in there.
It looks pretty good. The Scorsese in Oklahoma movie there. There's also a trailer released for the new version of The Color Purple. It's now a musical. And it's being produced by Oprah, Steven Spielberg, and Quincy Jones.
Okay.
So probably not going to be as good as The Last Dragon, especially because it's a remake. But, it's out there. People like musicals. It has the new Halle Bailey from Little Mermaid that's coming out, Taraji P. Henson, Louis Gossett Jr., David Alan Grier, and Dean Cole, and a whole bunch of other people. We'll see how that goes. But talking about Halle Bailey, early reviews of Little Mermaid are in, and everyone hates it. They like her, and they hate the rest of all of it.
Imagine that.
They said the movie's trash, but Halle Bailey does really good because she can sing, which is why she's in the singing version of Color Purple. And then Star Wars news, because you can't ever get away from that crap.
I did see this. I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
The Galaxy Hotel?
No.
What?
I don't know about that. You'll have to tell me a second.
Okay,
So
yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy said on the Dagobah Dispatch podcast that all future Star Wars movies from this point will reintroduce the opening credit crawl.
Well, it's about damn time.
Yeah. So, but it's going to be for the movies only. TV's not going to have it. But the new Jedi Order movie that they've just announced that stars Rey and is going to be total bullshit unless they crush her with a moon like they did Chewbacca in the new Jedi Order movies.
Or just shoot her with a Death Star, just specifically.
Just at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, that old lady that's like, "What's your name, little girl in the desert?" And she goes, "Skywalker." She goes, "Cool," and just kills her. That would be the best opening.
Bum, 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 and that's when we get the credit roll.
But Dawn of the Jedi movie and the Mandalorian movie will have opening crawl to them.
A Mandalorian. I thought we already kicked that dead horse into the pavement.
No,
And
Disney's not stoked about how
let's
they
just
killed
put it in carbonite and stick it on the shelf.
Man,
like,
but they're still gonna take as much from it as they can.
dang.
What was this? What were you talking about? The
So
hotel?
the Star Wars Galaxy's hotel resort.
The one that was like $5,000 for a 20-minute stay.
So it was $6,000 a night for normies, and the premium package was to the tune of like $15,000 or whatever for a night.
Did you see the videos of what those look like?
It looked insane.
They're tiny rooms, and it's like a bunk, and you're in a.
It's like you're in a
plastic
spaceship,
cot.
though. Yeah, you're in a spaceship.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a real spaceship living. But to no one's surprise, but apparently Disney executives, no one could afford to go, and no one went. So in less than a year, they're like, well, I guess we're going to blow this fucker up because we can and write it off our taxes and build something else. And yeah.
I never saw anything positive about it. The people that had gone or tried to go all said it was garbage, and yeah, it cost every one of the dollars.
For that much money per night, you better actually put me in a spaceship. And I
you
think
still had to pay for your meals and everything.
yeah, it's insane, ridiculous. And but they built it because that's how much money they have.
Yeah.
Do you have any other news that you wanted to jump out there?
No, I think that's it.
Well, let's
You
talk.
wanted to skip news, so that'll be enough to cover it.
Because we're on a little later. I figure we'll talk a little bit more about Fast and the Furious. Velvet Santa said he would pay money for a drive-in speaker box theme hotel. I don't know how people might pay upwards of $1.99 and like a stack of Subway coupons for buy one get two free footlongs. But yeah, I don't know if anybody's wanting to get with that. Vince, the long comment on Twitch saying, I actually put new movie news in AI. And this came up. According to AI in news this week, Chris Hemsworth, unsure if he will return as Thor, Chris Hemsworth, who played Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe since 2011, has said that he is unsure if he will return to the role after Thor Love and Thunder. Hemsworth said that he is open to anything, but that he is also ready to move on.
That's actually pretty close to real movie news that I didn't mention, which is that he, in a recent interview with Extraction or whatever, 2 coming out next month, he said that he really hopes that he gets to do another one of those because he would like to have a franchise that has excitement and attention outside of Marvel.
Yes.
Which sounds like a casual
also
way
sounds impossible.
of him being like, I want the Guardians thing, man. I want out, you know.
I think they all do. I think they're all just exhausted
Well,
from it.
Robert Downey Jr. was like, I'm done. And Chris Evans was like, I'm done. And all of Guardians very publicly
They're like, we
were
done.
like, we're done with this shit. And then, like, Batista just celebrated it the day that shooting finished. He was like, I'm out this bitch. Fuck this noise.
Mm-hmm. Never have to be shirtless again. Thank you. But upcoming releases, kind of what we were just talking about this week, opening up May 26th. Let's go ahead and jump into these. The big movie, of course, that everybody's talking about coming out is The Little Mermaid. It is coming out according to early releases. It is terrible, but she's great. And I don't know if that's like them just saying like, oh, we don't want people to get mad at us because we hate this movie. But we're just going to say she's great, but the movie sucks. But
Well, apparently there's been lots of story changes. So
well, I mean, I'm sure they're going to because the Aladdin one was so good, and the live action Lion King was so good, and the live action Jungle Book was just so good, and the live action Dumbo was just so good.
Which live action Jungle Book?
The Disney one that came out, the approved one.
The one with Scarlett Johansson
as the snake.
Caw. Yeah, okay, that one sucked. That was the
they're all
least good of them.
These Disney live action things have, but the Lion King one made all the money, so they're like, clearly
so
people
bad.
must make them. They like it.
I remember sitting there watching that movie. I'm like, why is Beyonce singing poorly? You know, and that was just like a really shocking thing of that movie is like, you know, even Queen Bee phoned that bullshit in because she's like,
I don't even
fuck
care.
this movie. Yeah.
Did they do a new live action of Beauty and the Beast? Because I know they've done
they
like
did
TV shows.
That was the first big $1 billion Disney live action.
Who was
That's-
Gaston?
Owen, the dude that played Owen Shaw in Fast and Furious, and the bow and arrow dude from Lord of the Rings.
yes.
His name is something Owens.
Yeah. Okay. All right. See, I've just
Luke
blocked,
Owens, that's
I've
his name.
blocked all of that out of my head.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that was the first one because it was Hermione and some dude that
Yeah.
played the Beast.
I remember now. Ali Sparkman on Twitch says no one could do Ursula justice, so why even try? I mean, honestly though, like Ursula
Well.
is the queen.
You could find someone.
But you can't do the anime. That'd be like trying to recast
Who?
Hades from Hercules, and you could not do. You can't. You
Well,
can't
yeah,
do
you
it.
just get old. What's his name? James. What's his name?
James, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm real bad with actors' names right now.
But Vince says the only live action one he saw was Aladdin, and whoo boy.
Yeah. You mean the James Woods? There it is. The Just Wait for Jasmine to do her big music number movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sucked. Aren't they making another one because it made money?
That's the thing that we've been telling you guys for years. If it makes money, we'll get another one. Doesn't have to be good. Clearly, Fast and the Furious, which we're going to talk about in a minute, doesn't have to be good to keep getting more of them if we just keep shoveling money at it. So, but anyway, A Little Mermaid coming out in theaters this week. Also, The Machine, which I'm kind of very curious about this
That's
trailer.
the one I'm watching because Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill is in it. That's the main reason I want to see it. And Jimmy Tatro, I actually
Yeah.
like Jimmy Tatro. He's a really funny dude. You don't see him in a lot of stuff.
What was that?
He's an up and comer, but
No.
he's been around for too long, but he hasn't really.
What's that Making a Murderer documentary they did? But it was about like
Oh, the finding the
the
dicks
putting
on
the
stuff.
dicks on the cars and the-
American Vandal or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Oh God,
that
that's
shit's hilarious.
so funny.
It's better than the second season where it was like making people shit their pants.
Yeah, I did not like that season. But of course, this is a movie about Bert Kreischer or whatever, the stand-up comedian that doesn't wear a shirt. And it's based on a story that apparently is loosely based on reality. It's Bert's drunken past catches up with him 20 years down the road when he and his father are kidnapped by those Bert wronged 20 years prior while drunk on a college semester abroad in Russia. I don't know how. I've not done my research on how incredibly true they claim this incredibly true story is, but I mean, Jimmy Tatro and Mark Hamill, I think, just sound like a fantastic pair. Sign me up.
Yep.
So The Machine, that's coming out in theaters this weekend as well. Also, the this one looks really terrible. It's called About My Father. It's from director Laura Taruso. It's got Robert De Niro and Leslie Bibb and Kim Cattrall. Looks like one of those. And Sebastian, what?
No, yeah, go for it.
You want me to? I'm just gonna say Sebastian.
Maniscalco.
Yeah, Menace. You gotta say it. You gotta say it with whatever his way of saying it is.
He says it like that.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
Um,
in fact.
Sebastian Maniscalco. Right? Anyway, it's about an Italian family.
I feel like that's not okay.
This movie is all about them going like this.
Now that's true. The movie, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I'm talking about this movie, so I'm going to talk about it the way they talk about it. And they go, "Oh, we're going to make a spaghetti." And then like Robert De Niro's running around going, "I don't know why they don't like a spaghetti. I'm going to make a spaghetti. Forget about it."
I don't think it's
And
like that.
that's the whole trailer was like
A
him-
gabagoo.
He's like,
Yeah,
"I'm going to kill this peacock and turn it into spaghetti." And they're like, "I can't believe you killed the peacock. Oh, we're Italians." And it's like, what the fuck is this movie? But anyway, Sebastian telling his old Italian immigrant father, Salvo, played by Robert De Niro, is going to propose to his all-American girlfriend, and Salvo insists on crashing the weekend with her see, they're doing white stereotype jokes with we like crackers and no flavor, and because we're white and wealthy and have a boat. And then Robert De Niro's like, I killed things and buried them in the backyard. And
Kind of crackers, man, because Captain's wafers are the jam.
See, your white is showing.
Dude, and saltines, I'll eat a whole sleeve of fucking saltines, man.
Vince says Italian is still the only voice you can actually
Ritz
do.
crackers.
You can do Bostonian, you can do Italian, you can do basically any accent that is spoken in the continental U.S., right? By white people. I think you can do redneck. Like, why is it not okay for me to do this one? But it's
Show your seals.
But it's totally okay for me to do this one, guys, man. I tell you what, ain't nobody gonna get mad at me for talking like this. You know? They're doing it all damn day at Silver Dollar City. You can do Amish. I don't know.
They'll never see it.
Yeah, no one even knows what that is. No technology was around to record it. Let's see. Velvet Santa did ask how Pauly Shore was. I forgot. We didn't even mention that on the show. And I didn't bring up my things because I haven't been home. But we went and saw Pauly Shore last week. Mm-hmm. And before or after the last show, before this show, we went and saw Pauly Shore stand up here at the Grove, which I think tickets went on sale for John Lovitz.
Oh, I was about to check into that.
Yeah, John Lovitz tickets are on sale, or maybe right now or in the next couple of days. He's going to be there at the end of June, like June 30th through July, something. And yeah, Pauly Shore was Pauly Shore, man. He was the weasel. He said some incredibly offensive and raunchy things, but
it was funny. And the whole thing is you have to lock away your phones and stuff, and so he would purposely say some stuff to just be that way. And he goes, what are you gonna do about it? You can't have your phones. And
you're gonna put me on Twitter.
Yeah, and that made it more funny. Yeah.
So shout outs, hey Baldwin Orange, thanks for tuning in for us. Night Owlishly says, I saw a picture of him with some friends. Was it us? Because we posted a picture of us with Pauly. We tried to get him out to come to Pinpoint. I posted it and tried to tag him, but man, the meet and greet line, they just shoved us all through. They were just like, get in here, get out of here.
Yeah, and they said one photo per group, and the lady just took your phone and went click, and they were just telling you to leave. So even though I think he asked us a question and tried to talk to us for a second, and they kind of pushed it a little bit.
Get on out. We got money to make. So yeah, Pauly Shore. We've got. So I took you'll notice it's not here on the set, but right here on your screen is normally where to cover up this glare. That's actually that is strategically, that VHS is normally there to counterbalance this glare of this TV screen, which is from this lamp right over here. But it was a VHS cassette copy, a Blockbuster copy of Jury Duty. Which we got signed by Pauly Shore, and that DVD copy of.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were going to use that as the surprise. We needed it today. Yeah. Of
Pinocchio that Velvet Santa on Twitch sent us because we were talking about Pauly Shore being in that movie, so we took it and had Pauly Shore sign it. So.
And when he grabbed it, he goes, "Oh, Pinocchio."
This.
Yeah.
So Baldwin Orange asks on Twitch, not sure if I told you this already, but I've been using ChatGPT for a while to write synopsis for unlikely sequels like Passion of the Christ 2, Titanic 2, and Shawshank Redemption 2. Shawshank Redemption 2, Deeper Pockets.
Or it's just them on the beach drinking beer.
What would Titanic 2 be? Like Titanic 2... what cruise would it be, like Caribbean party jam or something?
Maybe it's them searching the bottom of the ocean for the heart of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's the ghost
And then
ship.
they uncover the Meg.
Yes, it's Titanic versus Meg. Titanic 2, Electric Boogaloo. Anything with 2 can be Electric Boogaloo because that is the best sequel title in the history of sequel titles. Like, you can't... Like, Electric Boogaloo goes after everything. Titanic 2, Electric Boogaloo. Passion of the Christ 2, Electric Boogaloo. Like, it just works. All right. Was there any other ones that are coming out this week? Gerard Butler's Kandahar. I don't know if you saw the trailer to this one, but...
No, I thought it was streaming.
Yeah, it's going to come out streaming. I think it might be in a couple of it's an open road film, so you never really know where that's going to go. But that one's getting some sort of release this week, and I'm not sure. Yeah, that's not one getting anything. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so About My Father, we've got The Machine and The Little Mermaid all coming out in theaters this week. So
I'm very glad there's movies besides Little Mermaid so that I don't have to watch it. But I remember that you promised our fans that you would watch The Little Mermaid.
I will watch Little Mermaid just to see that stupid crab with lips. Oh, Vince in the comments on Twitch. Okay, so I know that I did just now say that Electric Boogaloo was the greatest sequel, part 2 name ever, behind House 2 Second Story. Like that is such a great, I mean, what a great double entendre there. It's fantastic. Good puns. Okay. Do we want to talk about the elephant in the room that is Fast X? I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Fast 10.
I think we need to we need to start at the beginning, right? I mean, 2001, right? We have been subjected to is this 11 movies?
You have the 10, and then you have Hobbs and Shaw. There's the TV series, and if you count Han's character from Justin Lin's short film as part of it in the broader Fast and Furious universe, then...
So there's 13 bits of content.
No, there's also the short film that precedes
short films. Ooh,
Fast 5
okay.
or Fast and Furious. It's the one where you have Dom and Letty where they get married. So that's before Fast and Furious. So there's a short film there.
Is it just like a vignette of da 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 da?
No, it's like their whole life in Dominican Republic and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then there's another short film about the two the brothers that join them in the heist for Fast 5. That's why those characters feel like they come out of nowhere, is because they're in a short film. And there's at least something else that I'm missing.
Okay,
But-
well, so basically 22 years.
It started as Point Break with cars.
Yes.
AKA Racer X, which is what they really were going to call that movie.
Brian O'Connor, undercover cop, tasked with discovering the identities of a group of automobile hijackers, believed to be led by Dominic Toretto.
Yeah, they were stealing VCRs.
They go from stealing VCRs
With Civics.
to flying Fieros in space to save the world.
Oh, this one goes... Yeah, it gets more ridiculous than that. But yeah, you start out with Point Break with cars, street racing scene, helps define and further enrich the car culture and where it's gone today. And now they just put a car on screen for 2 seconds so that it's there, and the rest of the movie has nothing to do with them. Until Dom says, "You made one mistake. You let me keep my car." And
Oh my
"Get
God.
out of here, dude." This one is by far the worst one, easily.
that-
And they've announced that instead of one more movie, Vin Diesel wants to make this a trilogy.
Oh, this one movie?
Yeah, so he wants to make this one movie into 3 movies. It was already going to be 2 movies, and now it's set to be 3. Fast and Furious has been incredible for a very long time. We have The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious. You had The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, then you had Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, what was 7? It was F7.
Just Furious 7.
Furious 7, and then F8 of the Furious, and then all of those were good. F8 of the Furious, it was kind of on the edge, but you're like, okay, they wrapped it up, it's done. And then they did F9, and it's turd garbage. And then in this movie, the whole movie starts out with being like member berries. and it was like, you remember?
It
you
hasn't
remember
even
when
been-
Fast and Furious was
Hasn't been
good?
that long.
It has been since it was good.
Okay.
And that's what this movie does. It goes, you remember when Fast and Furious was good, when Justin Lin stuck to directing and didn't try writing these movies and left that up to Chris Morgan, and they made magic with, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift all the way up.
I mean, are we talking
to
like? I mean,
Fate
it
of
was more like
Furious.
Branson magic, if we're being real with these movies. Like Johnny Rocket theater. I'm telling you, dude.
Fast and Furious is the titties until F9.
I
So,
don't know about that.
but the whole
Get
movie,
some of those titty emojis.
it has like little montages and vignettes and throwbacks and flashbacks to being like, you remember when it was good, which was the first one through the 6th or 7th one, and the whole movie is like, remember how 5 was like peak, like the good one, it had
The beak, good the one. You're doing the hand.
They took the safe and they killed the bad guy, and it had The Rock, and it was super cool, and it had a throwback to the guy from the first movie, and it was just really something. And they're like, well, this movie isn't that, and they remind you constantly how good like Fast 5 was and how bad this one is, and it's very, very upsetting. Jason Momoa is very Jason Momoa in this. It's like they cut him loose on set, and they're like, just be you if you were like evil, and he goes, easy.
done, dude.
Yeah, and so it's like him painting his toenails and making his hair weird and just acting as awkward and off the wall and hyper as he could be. It's like they handed him like 3 like bang energies, and they're like, go ham, bro.
You got the cup. I see.
I
you
did. I bought the cups. But really, this whole movie, it's not an entire movie. It's an incomplete movie, and it's a setup for their Marvel vs. DC trilogy that they have. Because the whole thing is Groot and Miss Marvel versus the Aquamans.
Oh my gosh.
Because you have Aquaman from Zack Snyder, and then you have Aquaman from Smallville, and they are the opposition. But the entire movie makes no sense. It opens up
When has this movie made, like, the Fast and Furious movies haven't made sense?
since Fast 5.
Which was the one where they
Stole
had
the safe.
The
The
blue,
basis of this
the
movie.
Bluetooth controlled World War II submarine. Which one was that one?
That was 8.
Ugh, that was
And
so
it makes a reappearance in this movie.
Oh god.
Yep.
Oh god. Ghost971 on Twitch says, I think they should have wrapped it up when Paul Walker died.
You're right. Paul Walker's daughter makes a cameo in this, and if you know who you're looking for, that's kind of a cool moment. John Cena's character's been completely rewritten. He was the big bad in the last movie, and in this movie, he's a fun uncle, and he's just acting like he's in a kid's movie.
Is John Cena in this?
Yeah, he was in the last one. He was Jacob Toretto.
But he was a bad guy turned good guy at the last second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Dom's brother that was working with Cypher. And
Okay. All right. I'm
the
back
the
on
whole
track.
thing is family. And the whole thing being family gets so ridiculous to the point that when they go back to Brazil, the never before mentioned and mystery sister of the cop from that one, who inexplicably gave birth to Dom's child, who has now changed races, and it makes no sense, and they keep showing you these people.
Can
but
it drive a car?
Yes, the movie opens with him drifting.
A baby?
He's like 7.
I wish it could have been like the Ally McBeal Ooga Chucka baby. Like,
at
just
one
like
point in this
baby
movie-
drifting.
No, so it opens up
Boss
with him
baby.
drifting, and at the end of the movie, he goes, "Feel the car," and then the kid opens the door and jumps out of the spinning car into the safety of Dom's car, and he's just like a 7-year-old and just leaps, just like in what was it, Fast 6, where Dom jumps from his car and grabs Letty. It's on a highway. It's like the same highway from that movie, and they do the same thing. This movie's nothing but callbacks to the good ones.
Vince on Twitch.
Between moments of like how shit this one is.
Vince on Twitch says he heard that the 7-year-old kid kills a bunch of people and no one really addresses this.
Yes, with missile launchers. Yeah. and he's super stoked about it.
He's like, hell yeah, I just murked some human beings. I ended human life.
Well, they're trying
at
to kill him.
7 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
And
they're trying to
that's
kill
rad.
him. So, I mean,
So that's okay. They're bad guys.
well, if you saw in F9, they're already training him to defend himself and hide in the home and all that stuff, which he ends up, when they actually get under attack, being very terrible at and being found and almost murdered, like, basically immediately. And he just stands there and watches. But they're like, you know what to do. Go to safety. And then he's like, got it.
but this
And
missile
stares
launcher,
and just
though,
lets himself get killed like an idiot. Where was I going with it? Oh, but the sister of Dom's baby's mama is a street racer in Brazil and just happens to be the top street racer in the scene, so that they can find out that there's more family in the extended family of the family. And then they introduce this character, and her name is just Abuelita, because all
like
of
the
this,
hot chocolate.
no, like
Abuelita?
no guy, grandma, bro.
Yeah, but that's
Mexican grandma.
the Mexican hot chocolate with the grandma on it.
Maybe. I don't
God,
know.
I love Abuelita.
But the point is, they introduce her. That's the only name she's given, and they act like she's someone significant. And Vin Diesel has made his character Mexican out of nowhere. He's the most Mexican Italian dude or whatever is supposed to be, that drinks the Coronas, and it makes no sense, and it's all weird, and everything about this movie is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Did they pop Coronas?
When the Abuelita's there, yeah.
Oh my God.
They have to, because they're at dinner and they leave a seat open for Paul, which was cool. That part was cool. But the rest of it is just Ludacris and Tyrese doing
Being like,
really
I don't want to be here. Me
really
either. But we're
poor
still
comedy.
here.
That's their paycheck, man. They want to be there. Tyrese especially wants to be there. They even use Han for like really stupid slapstick comedy. And you when you see Deckard Shaw, he's like punching a naked fat man in a punching bag. Who
So
just
he comes back. Jason Statham's there. That The Rock is not. He said no, right?
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is it one of those things where, like the Wolverine movie that leaked on the internet, and they're all like, we promise this is not anything close to the movie that you're going to see. Please stop giving away secrets. And they act like it's a big, like, oh my God, there's a person. Like when Han came back, that was a pretty tight secret. So
everyone comes back.
even Paul Walker.
No.
He comes back as like a force ghost.
So
And then he's like, use the fast, Luke.
So, not to give it away, really, but it is a Marvel versus DC film. And the only DC person on the side of Marvel, they kill so that there's pure Marvel versus DC. And there's a couple of people from DC, think about it, that make reappearances in this movie, whether it makes sense or not.
Ben Affleck, he's in this movie?
No. People that have already been in Fast and Furious. Maybe people whose careers got like a big kick start from Fast and Furious. Maybe if we go back to Fast 5 and we think about some characters that might have been in Fast 5 or 6 and they do DC. Maybe those characters. Maybe they're back. So we have a big Marvel versus DC thing going.
Weird.
But it definitely sets up a potential for another Hobbs and Shaw movie.
Great!
Because Helen Mirren, who's there for 3 seconds, they're like, oh, she's being targeted.
She's in DC.
Yeah.
She was in Shazam.
Oh,
she was in Shazam.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah, she was like, I'm a powerful source of zap, zap, zap. Can I get my paycheck? The end. Yeah.
Oh, that's everyone in this movie, dude. And we get a Pete Davidson cameo, a very unwelcome Pete Davidson cameo.
Who's he dating?
He's just a dirt trash man that runs a black market with drug muffins who turns them into the people trying to kill them in like 3 seconds.
Okay.
So he's Pete Davidson.
God.
The whole movie, I mean, and the reason this has been kind of like a weird like review of it is because the entire movie happens in 3 to 5 minute segments and then it jumps somewhere else. The entire team is split up. It opens with them and talking to Abuelita about how they're going to split the team and do different missions, and then the world comes crashing down on them, and Jason Momoa unleashes a gigantic bomb in the middle of Rome, trying to destroy the Vatican, and then he somehow makes it where he can blame the Fast and Furious team, and then other Aquaman is taken over for Kurt Russell, and he is like, you know what, screw these guys, we need to shut the team down. And Miss Marvel's like, no, don't do that, Aquaman. And he's like, I was Aquaman first, bitch, shut up. And then he's real mean. It's pretty extreme. And then he is like, let's murder the team. So then Aquaman and Aquaman are both trying to kill Groot and ruin Miss Marvel's day. But it all happens in 3 to 5 minute segments because it has to jump to the different teams around the different parts of the world and see what Little Kid and John Cena are doing. And it's just, it's dumb and it makes no sense. And the very end of the movie, it just ends. It just ends. Like there's an explosion about to occur. People have seemingly died or about to die on and off screen, and it just stops. It's just abrupt. The end. Come for part 2 next time.
Electric Boogaloo. Yeah,
and everyone in the theater was like, "That's it." And it's not good. I have no positive things to think about. I don't have any factors of it that were redeeming other than the Paul Walker's daughter being in it and them saving a seat for Paul. But other than being like little Paul Walker things. The rest of it that's new it's terrible. It's very bad.
It sounds excruciating.
And there's a really dumb twist that might have like had some impact if they would have.
If we cared anymore.
If it wasn't so rapid fire, jump around everywhere. Yeah. And other than the big reveal at the end of the movie,
that there's gonna be more.
It's pretty predictable for the most part. So.
Well, what's crazy though is I was just looking at the numbers here, and the original Fast and the Furious movie in 2001 only grossed $207 million worldwide.
I will still watch Fast and Furious 1 through 8 anytime. You're not going to catch me watching 9 or this one.
Well, what's crazy is like it was an hour and 46 minutes long, and its entire run, it only made $207 million, right? And now you go back to Fast 9, which was 2.5 hours, and made almost $730 million worldwide.
Fast and Furious was like a sleeper hit that got more popular after the fact. Too Fast and Too Furious did not do well, and then they didn't think they were going to keep up with the franchise. Justin Lin came in. He's like, let me do this. They did Tokyo Drift, and it was a major success for what it was.
Yeah, but it still worldwide grossed only $158 million.
What did it cost to make?
Oh, like probably $30 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, and them bringing in Vin Diesel to be the producer and everything on it, made it where 4 just was the titties. Everyone was like, yes, we want more Fast and Furious.
Baldwin Orange on Twitch was asking how many tributes to Paul Walker do we need?
Well, in this movie alone, you get the song, you have entire walls of photos, and then you get the empty seat, you get his daughter, there's a couple other things. There's scenes and pictures and little tribute deals sprinkled all throughout the whole thing. But it's bad. It's bad, and I can't.
Celestial on YouTube says they should do a Tokyo Drift 2 with Limp Bizkit and bring the OGs back.
Yeah, we're not doing that. The biggest thing about the movie really is that Cypher pulls up in an all-electric DeLorean. Did you know they were making new DeLoreans?
I think I read something about that on the internet. Yeah.
I was
as
like,
if that was necessary. Yeah, I did remember seeing. Someone sent me that, and they go,
And-
"You like 80s stuff? Here's a DeLorean."
And they screwed up because the sister of whatever her name is in Brazil, she drives
Yes, that's right.
an old 240Z that's been RB swapped, and they missed their entire opportunity to have like the Fugu Z in a movie. That's like a Fast and Furious deep cut.
Deep cuts. You love all your deep cuts with Fast and the Furious. I mean, I'm guessing that's a Fast and Furious shirt.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the very first movie where Jaw rules in the race, and he gets told that if he wins the race, he gets to, have $1 million. If you've ever seen Office Space, and then when he loses the race, he goes, "No,
Monica." Yeah. So, like back in years past, when these movies would come out, Jake would be really excited, and he'd wear he would wear his Fast and the Furious T-shirts, and he would come in here with Coronas, and he's just like, "Yeah, it's coming out this week. I'm a hype boy. He's got his car souped up. He's gonna go to a meet and brap brap or whatever that they do, and now look, even the super fan has been beaten down.
Yeah, well, because the one point of the movie where he says, because everything is just like them telling you how good they aren't and how good they used to be. And the part where they have the race, he goes, "Everyone came to see a street race. Let's give them a race." And then Jason Momoa was like, "I put bombs on the cars," and then he
dastardly.
and then he just blows up the cars, and that's the end of the race. And you don't even get like a race in this movie. There's nothing even resembling a street race in this movie outside the 5 seconds where they line up and say,
anything in the past 6 of these movies resembled a street race?
Yeah, all until Fast 9 and this one. The rest of them all at least have a race in them somewhere.
Was Hobbs and Shaw the one where they had
that's not like
the fight with sticks and hammers against helicopters and missiles?
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
We fight with sticks, and
because they go to Samoa and they show them what's up.
Okay. Oh, that was the scene where it went from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock to noon to 5 o'clock.
Yeah, the one where you bitched about
the continuity of the sun in the sky.
Island time, bro.
Yeah,
Island time.
Island time's ridiculous. Okay, well, the Fast and the Furious. Do you have any other thoughts on this before we move on?
Do better on the next one, please.
Or don't do the next one, but they're gonna.
Yeah, they have to because
it's
now
money. And money.
No, it just ends. I'm telling you, the movie just ends.
Oh, they've shut down plenty of things.
Dom's in peril. Money. The whole crew is crashed in a plane. One of them is totes dead for sure. 2 of them are stuck in Antarctica with surprise guest. Hobbs is bound to be being hunted down by the
what is this, the end of like a 1970s Batman?
Yeah, stay tuned next Fast Time, same Fast Time, same
Will
Furious
Dom
channel.
Escape the Joker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh my god.
Except it's Aquaman.
Find out next year on Fast X1. Are they gonna keep with the Roman numerals, or is it just gonna be 11? Fast 11, Fast X .5, Fast X V2. Like, the nomenclature of this is getting exhausting too.
Yeah. Give me cars back. Give me a car that has gas that's not a Challenger. Oh, you know what? I do have something positive.
Do they still get torque while they're in midair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, God.
Dom's kid is being raised building a Chevelle, and his door in their house is covered in Camaros and Chevelles. There's your positive part of it. There was some cool Chevys in this. That was nice. And there was a Harley Davidson.
There you go. For the homies. Well, there you go. Fast X. It's in theaters right now. You can check it out.
Vince, no. Fast 9 makes this movie looks good.
Oof.
That was bad English. This Fast 9 makes this movie look pretty.
Fast 9 was borderline unwatchable.
Yeah, and it was good compared to this.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Well, if you want to subject yourself to this level of mental abuse and continue to turn your brain into jelly and feed the media machine of which we get more of these things, then you can check it out in theaters right now. It's going to be out probably for the next couple of weeks until, another brain-melting, insane, dead horse kicking from Disney comes out.
I mean, this was one of the worst grossing of the franchise.
It's already made a lot of money.
Yeah,
But, I mean, it's opening weekend, though. I mean, yeah. It's still got a long ways to go to overtake Fast 9, but, It just destroyed in the international market. It's not doing great here in the U.S., but the international market was out of control. So, yeah, let me see. I want to see where it made the most money.
Yeah, let's do the top 10.
Oh, it apparently has made the most money, of course, opening in China. It beat United States, and Mexico did really well as well. Yeah, so there you go. But
the movie that has nothing but music from Mexico.
There you go. Okay, well, let's do the top 10. Let's mosey right along.
Have some Caribbean stuff in there too.
Oh, because yeah,
it's all in Espanol either way.
We're going to give you the top 10 movies in America. You know, we always do this at the end of the show. We tell you what was in the theaters and the top 10. Usually when you hear box office reports, you only get the number 1 movie or the number 2 in one movie. But we're going to start with number 10, work our way up. This is for the weekend of May 19th through 21st, 2023. I'm going to hand it over to Jake, and he's going to give it up.
Yeah, coming in at number 10, and it's 8th official week out, 10 weeks
and
from
on streaming.
its original release. And yeah, you can watch it at home. I think it's even free to watch on Paramount. Dungeons and Dragons brought in another $405,000. Its domestic total just shy of $93 million at the box office, with untold gains from internet. And then in its third week out from Screen Gems, coming in at number 9, Love Again, $410,000, bringing its domestic total up to just shy of $6 million. Number 8 brings us Hypnotic, sad Ben Affleck meme, $815,000. Its domestic gross is only $4 million. I wish we could insert sad Ben Affleck with like the cigarette, just like over.
Well, that was from a pretty small production coming up from Ketchup Entertainment. Not a huge release, but
still,
yeah.
Big star. Number 7, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. $1.3 million for it. 18.6 is what it has brought home. I know that Lionsgate is disappointed in that. And then number 6, John Wick 4, still up there in its 9th week. Brought in $1.3 million, 185.3 for that one. And then number 5, Evil Dead Rise, $2.4 million. Its domestic is at 64.
It's doing fantastic.
So yeah, not bad for a horror film at all. Coming in at number 4, Book Club, The Next Chapter. How is it the one making money?
The Next Chapter.
$3 million, $13 million bringing in the last 2 weeks. And then dropping down, but still in the top 3, Super Mario Movie, $9.6 million. In the U.S., it's brought in just under $550 million, $1.25 billion across the world. I did have a friend post that he said he took his young daughter to see it, and then within 20 minutes, she said she hated it and wanted to leave. And he said, like he was a bad parent, or like dad did wrong or whatever. And I was like, no, man, you raised a good kid.
Yeah, they can tell right from wrong. That's good.
Yeah. And then in its third week out, coming in at number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, $32.4 million this past week. Its domestic is just under $267, and worldwide it's only brought in $660 million, which is not at the pace that Disney would have liked to have seen it, I'm sure. And then taking that top spot, opening with $67 million, Fast 10.
Yep. And that worldwide gross 318, which we were talking about. So, yeah, it got a large global release, clearly. But yeah, more money. We're gonna keep, and it's got more weeks. I mean, if it's doing 78 million in China in an opening weekend, that's pretty monstrous.
I mean, I watched it early Saturday. There wasn't a Hot Boy car in sight. The theater was sparse. Yeah. I mean, it's.
You're always scoping out for the hot boys.
No, that's the name.
Oh, got it.
That's like the thing.
Oh, I don't know whatever subculture you run in, Jake. With
What do you
these
mean?
hot boys.
No, you're saying it weird.
You said hot boys.
It's a single word, dude, and it BOI, Hot Boy, man.
Hot boy? Bye?
It's like a car thing, man.
Okay. It's a car thing.
It is a
guys.
car thing. I promise. It really is.
Okay, well, that was the top 10 movies in America.
There was no souped up. I don't know the word for this.
Hot
That's
ro-
the word for
Hot
it.
Rod and Dooders?
No, hot rod is a very specific thing. Hot boy is the thing, man.
So, can you be a hot boy with a hot rod, or are those two mutually exclusive?
Yeah, I mean, there were no tuner dudes.
Tuners. Okay, tuner dudes. All right.
Why do you have to do?
Understanding about hot boys and their hot rods and what
No,
makes
you're
them
saying
so
it weird again.
Just
You're saying it as two words, and you're using a Y.
So is hot rod one word? Hard rod. So hot boys, hot rod, going fast.
My guy.
It must be a car thing.
It's a car thing.
Okay. Well, buckle up because it sounds wild.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
Well, anyway, that's the top 10 movies in America. You can check those out. We will have more. Unfortunately, I got to drop this news on you. I will not be here next week. I'll be in Kentucky doing distillery tours.
Kentucky.
Yes, I am. There's a pretty well-known bartenders camp for cocktail professionals, and I got selected to attend. So I will be in Kentucky all week learning about the cocktail industry even in more depth, and I will return the following Monday with all of my newfangled knowledge. So sorry in advance, we won't be here next Monday. I will be flossing and flying in Kentucky, tasting barrels and shaking cocktails. So, yeah.
I guess I'll just tell everyone about the machine on Discord.
Yeah, get on Discord. Check that out.
Or actually, Night Owlishly says that she'll be doing the show with me.
Heck yeah, I'm down with that. Al Topich over on Twitch said some local movie news. Laura Dern and Diane Ladd will be in Little Rock on Wednesday. If you're not familiar with the Ron Robinson Theater down there in Little Rock, they all do all kinds of really, really cool screenings. The ACS, the Art Cinema of the Ozarks, they do fun stuff. They actually did an event last night where they did Walk the Line, and they had Smokey in the Mirror playing a bunch of Johnny Cash classics and then screened the film afterwards. Some stuff like that that's pretty cool. The Arkansas Cinema Society does neat stuff. So yeah, be sure to check that out. Vince just dropped the Discord link in the chat there. You can check that out if you want to follow along. You can, of course, download this show in audio form wherever it is you get your podcasts. And don't forget to like and subscribe on your platform of choice. We like Twitch. It's actually a lot of fun, and it monetizes faster than the other ones. So we appreciate that.
Maybe we can set it where the speaker box just relays my stream, and I can find a way.
Yeah, you can do that.
To make a picture work on mine.
You can just stream from.
I got a fancy boy tablet. I'll make it. I can make it work.
Yeah, we can connect it. You have the credentials. You can stream. So yeah, put peer pressure on Jake, and it'll be awesome. It'll be fun. So again, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys. He'll see you maybe next week. So put lots of peer pressure in the Discord, and like and subscribe and follow. And we've got lots to talk about when I get back about Little Mermaid, and it will be rough. So I'm gonna get out of here and rest up from my long day of Silver Dollar City adventures.
I'm gonna go be late to work.
Well, you've got 8 minutes. Can you fast and furious your way down there?
I
thought you lived life quarter mile at a time.
Not in the van. Though, okay. I mean, I got a 3.9 liter V6 in that bad boy. And I got all the seats taken out for weight-saving purposes. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. I, of course, am the Boom Operator.
I'm Slick Doggy the Grip.
And we will see you guys next week.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.